Hey everybody, welcome to the Fantasy Fiction Podcast. My name is Dominic.
My name is Josh.
And today we're talking about Mythical Beasts. I think that was one of them. Recorded in history books. That was scary.
Recorded in history books.
But before we do that, we just wanted to say thank you to Ask Rylander Hansen for his awesome illustration of Gary, the Daranos version, the Skeleman.
Gary the Skeleman it's like you captured his skele essence.
It's already been shared on Facebook and Twitter, which you should be following.
Yes.
But also, I'll put a link to it in the episode description.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get to the age-old question. Josh, what'd you do this week?
Oh my god, I didn't do anything fun at all.
No? Are you serious?
Not really. I didn't really do much this week. I had like an off week. Oh, I mean, we did like show stuff for Smart Guys, but that's like job stuff.
Yeah, that's like real deal work stuff.
Yeah, so that's
a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's it? You didn't watch any movies or listen to any music?
I watched PCU.
Okay.
Again.
I've never seen it.
Really?
No.
It's not very good.
But you watched it for the second time.
I watched it. It used to be on like Comedy Central all the time, and I was like, I'll just put this on and go to sleep. That's my week, was me putting on PCU and going to sleep.
Well, I went to Disneyland again. Believe it or not, folks.
You're like addicted.
A good portion of my life is Disneyland. No, I actually went to a office outing. It was a special trip. The whole office went. It was a lot of fun. It was nice because I knew a lot. I go there a lot, so I know where to go. So like a lot of people that I work with haven't been since they were kids or have never been. So it was really cool to watch their reactions to all this stuff and just be totally like falling in love with what is happening. So it was really cool to watch.
Do they have the Mickeys? Do they have the Mickey? Like you gotta find the Mickeys.
The hidden Mickeys? Yeah, they have the hidden Mickeys there.
All right, that's my favorite ride.
Those are fun to look for, but I have a lot of trouble finding them. The only one I really find is the one in Haunted Mansion, which is just blatantly on the table, the dinner table.
Yeah.
But Haunted Mansion right now is turned over for Nightmare Before Christmas Haunted Holiday.
Oh, okay.
And it's not as good, but it's still pretty cool.
Is it spooky? Is it spooky scary?
No, not at all, really. I mean, it's all turned into like stuff for the movie. Like the first part of Haunted Mansion, the original one, is like kind of spooky, and the second part is goofy, which is really neat.
Okay.
But if you haven't read the story of Haunted Mansion, you should. It's actually a very interesting story.
I don't want to stay up all night.
Yeah, it's
with fear.
With fear of people creating Haunted Mansion.
It's too scary. That's what scares me, is that somebody would make a haunted, like legitimately, like go out of their way to make a haunted mansion.
Like to go out a haunted mansion. Like, why would you do that, guy?
That's terrifying.
Other than that, I listened to a lot of metal as usual.
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot also lately because of the show, but also because it's just the greatest.
It's the greatest, and I'll be honest with what I listen to while I write. Usually I have to have things that are not so many vocals.
Right.
And I listen to the Diablo 1 and 2 soundtrack over and over
That's
again,
awesome.
to be honest. They're so great. I really want to play Diablo 1, even though you can't run in that game. But I do have Diablo 2, which I always want to play. So
you and
I should
Paul.
really talk to Paul. I should talk to Paul. We should play. That game is amazing. It's so good.
Dude, Paul, man, he'll like skip work to play Diablo 2.
Dude, I remember the first time I played Diablo 2, my friend was like, we should probably go to bed now. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's not even... And I looked at the clock, It was like 3 a.m. And I was like,
it's time travel.
My God.
Dude, it's time travel, man.
But with that said, what do you say we get into the stories?
Let's do this.
All right.
Yeah. My story this week for Mythical Beasts is called Sharpface the Eviscerator.
Whoa. Sharpface?
Yeah, he's got a sharp face. Like,
oh
not
my
like
God.
a shark, But
yeah, not Sharkface.
I mean, we'll see. Well, those spoilers.
Well, okay. I'm gonna let the story unfold.
Yeah. Legend tells of a ghastly group of ghouls who patrolled the shores of Daranos looking for pirate booty and big old regular booties. How they met their murky end, nobody knows. Did they stare death in the face and grit their wooden mangled teeth at him like men? Or did they poop their striped pirate pants like whiny pussy babies? And I mean, who really gives a fuck?
It's true. Story over.
So next week. No, I'm just kidding. These pirates were ghost pirates. Their loyalties only lay with the rum in their ghost bellies and with the ghost wenches they jizz their ghost jizz inside. They were nasty as fuck like that.
Damn.
They called themselves Captain Whitebeard's Gnarly Ghost Patrol, and they had one thing on their minds, making the high seas their bitch.
Wait, so was Captain Whitebeard, does he exist, or was that just some entity they've created for their group?
You'll see.
Okay. I'm gonna let the story unfold.
Captain Whitebeard was a ruthless tyrant who only kept his men happy with grog and epic porno mags. His quest alone had killed them all several years earlier, and it was his failure to complete his earthly task that was tethering them to this mortal world. Captain Whitebeard knew this, and kind of felt guilty about it, but then he remembered he was a fucking ghost pirate and had awesome swords and candelabras and bejeweled cock rings.
How would you describe the jewels on these bejeweled cock
They'd probably
rings?
be like rubies and...
that sounds painful.
Like, well, I mean, you got a style, man. Style is painful sometimes. Slap bracelets, they kind of hurt.
True, they do, but they look cool as hell.
Yar, gentlemen, I have an announcement, he said as he stood on the deck of his ship. Casual Friday be canceled this week.
No.
The whole ship began to boo, and one ghost pirate threw a mop down and began to weep uncontrollably. Casual Friday be canceled, he went on, because we will finally be going after Sharpface the eviscerator. The pirates let out a raucous cheer, and the one pirate dried his tears, picked his mop back up, and used it as an air guitar. We set sail, me mateys, and finally take down Sharpface and fulfill our ghastly destinies, he shouted as he drank rum out of an old nasty boot.
I guess when you're a ghost, it doesn't really matter where the rum is coming from.
Right. I don't think it would matter to me. I think I would probably drink rum out of an old nasty boot.
If wasted enough.
I ain't too proud to beg. Whitebeard knew only too well the dangers of this quest. His fate had been inexorably linked to the beast Sharpface's ever since Whitebeard went out on a routine kayaking mission, and Sharpface took both of Whitebeard's legs and half of his dick, leaving Whitebeard with 2 peg legs, half a peg dick, and a wicked hatred for Sharpface.
So this didn't kill him.
No.
This is how he became like a peg dick.
Well, maybe, I mean, he could have bled out. He could have,
But he didn't. He existed after this, and then he died.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Like, if you die...
If they're going to put a peg dick on you, I imagine you're still
Like, they wouldn't
living.
waste a peg leg on a ghost.
No,
You would just float around, most likely.
You would just have a floating peg dick going around.
That's how I want to go. Be wary, me pirate brothers, Whitebeard yelled, for we be entering the cove of hot slut sirens. The pirates wooed and cheered. Some tied themselves to the ship with ghost ropes. Others put on cologne and put condoms on their ghost dicks, which in those days were made out of candle wax and banana peels.
That's so gross. That's disgusting.
That's how they did it back then.
A valiant effort on their end.
At least they're being safe. At least they're trying.
I like how some guys were like, beware. He was like, be wary of the sirens. And some dudes were like, okay, yeah. And the other guys were like, fuck it. I'm just going to get some good old pussy.
Dude, they're fucking pirates. They don't give a fuck. Yar, we can nay let the siren sluts delay us on our fated journey, Whitebeard screamed. Soon they passed through the cove. All was still. Most of the men were sitting quietly. Some of them were jerking off pretty furiously. Each man dealt with his fear in his own way. There they be, one ghost pirate yelled. Sure enough, on the shores of the dank cove were like 69 hot sirens, just all naked and stuff. Some men jumped into the water and sank to the bottom because ghosts can't swim. Most men shut their eyes as to not be tempted by the plethora of attractive cave ladies. Finally, one siren appeared with a magical boombox and put on the Yin Yang Twins. The sirens dropped down and got their eagle on, clapping their booties all over the damn place. A male siren came out and helicoptered his dick and took off to the air because ghost lady pirates fucking love that shit.
That is the best visual that has been said on this show. He just went away.
He just flies away.
That was it. He even come back.
See ya.
See ya, lady.
See ya, lady pirates. Whitebeard had protected himself by just looking at the regular porn. Soon they passed out of the cove and entered the open water, where they were sure to run into Sharpface. We made it with only half our men succumbing to the bone-inducing dance moves of those hot lady/dude sirens, Whitebeard said, relieved. Captain, one pirate shouted. Captain, the Great Maw. Oh, farts, thought Whitebeard. The maw was a great whirlpool in which the mythical monsters of Daranos used as a litter box. The ship began to accelerate and spiral out of control. Huge shit logs buffeted the ship's hull, and everything smelled like cat piss. One ghost pirate took a dookie lump right to the face, but it passed right through him because he was a ghost and still he was dead.
It's canon.
Canon. Captain, we're totally fucked, said a cowardly pirate. Just then, the ship stopped its tumble into the maw. The pirates were confused and relieved. They looked around at each other like, what the fuck, dudes? All of a sudden, the huge monsterly roar deafened them, and most of the crew shit their stripy ghost pants. There was literally just shit all over the deck of this ship.
So many people have shit. So many ghosts have shit in this story.
Dude, man.
It's canon.
If you didn't shit before you died, you're probably just cursed to a afterlife of shitting.
Of shitting, yeah. The shit you didn't shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's ghost shit. It be Sharpface, Whitebeard yelled. Soon a giant shark head came out of the water, followed by the nastiest spider body. Its 8 legs crawled up onto the ship. Sharpface roared again, and a million teeth shot out of his mouth, passing through the ghost pirates. They mustered their courage and began attacking the beast. Sharpface skittered around to avoid the pirates' feeble sword attacks, which were no more than paper cuts to Sharpface, even though paper cuts fucking suck dicks.
They do, but this is kind of scary. They're not even phasing Sharkface.
I know, they're doing nothing.
That's a frightening beast, by the way. Go on.
Sharpface roared again, and Captain Whitebeard looked directly into his gaping, horrible mouth hole. Inside were all the terrible things he had ever had to face in his life and in death. He was struck with fear and paralyzed in place. Sharpface continued his howl, and Whitebeard thought he saw a Floyd laser show up in there. That's pretty cool, actually.
It's a pretty rad thing to have.
Sharpface launched himself off the ship and began to drag it away from the maw. The pirates were confused again. Most of them had died in the battle and became double ghosts. Sharpface let out a painful roar and collapsed over the deck of the ship. The ghost pirates cheered. Whitebeard stood there still terrified. After a few seconds, a cracking sound began to get louder and louder. Finally, Sharpface's carcass ripped open, and 100 little Sharpfaces scurried out of the gross guts.
Dear God.
Some pirates puked. Some jumped to safety off the ship. Whitebeard stood there in shock as a sharp-faced baby crawled up onto him and climbed up his pirate coat and made itself at home in his giant ghostly white beard. It purred.
Aww.
Whitebeard stood there a moment and finally said, "That was totally fucked up. Finn."
Oh my God. So there was a laser light show happening in the shark's mouth.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty intense stuff.
He's pretty mythical. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen a Laser Floyd show.
I don't know if you've ever seen a Mythical Beast, but most of them have laser light shows happening somewhere.
Somewhere on their weird bodies. Their shark spider bodies.
Do you think Whitebeard will appear again in a human form?
I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a Whitebeard prequel.
Because I kind of want to see more of Whitebeard because he's badass as a ghost.
Yeah, he's great as a ghost. I mean, in life, he was probably awesome, too.
I would love to see... I think Ghostbeard probably has 3 stages of life. Full dick, peg dick, ghost. Double ghost? Maybe.
maybe not. Anything's possible. It's canon.
It's canon. All right, my story is called Thaddeus Thunderbeard and the Quest for the Scepter.
That's a great title.
Thank you. Let's find out what it's about. High up in Stormscale, the dwarven land in Orkspire, on the snow-covered Lightning Bolt Mountain, Thaddeus Thunderbeard, the dwarven treasure hunter, was bench pressing 2 dragon skulls in his sleeveless chainmail vest.
Holy shit.
136! Huh! Said Thunderbeard as he racked the weight onto the bench. Steam was coming off of him because of how hot his body was from working out.
Oh my god, that's actually very hot.
It's really hot. Thaddeus was a very buff dwarf. His massive physique made him seem immovable, and if that didn't convince you, then his righteous beard with dual braids did.
Oh, man.
His long dwarven hair was wrangled by a cool ponytail, only acceptable for dwarves to have. Yeah, these thunder muscles are feeling hot, said Thunderbeard. Gonna rub some of this snow on them to cool them off. And he did that for a while. After what seemed like hours of rubbing snow on his muscles, Thunderbeard spoke. Yeah, gonna do it again! And he picked up some more snow and rubbed it on his muscles, and this lasted until nighttime.
It's kind of like my week. He's as productive as I was this week.
Yeah, he just rubs some snow on your muscles. Okay, well, there's treasure out there that needs some hunting, he said, and he picked up a book and began to flip through it. Thaddeus Thunderbeard was an orphan, losing both of his parents at a very young age. His father was eaten by a dragon, and his mother was eaten by 2 dragons. Though it was a poor and difficult upbringing, Thaddeus was a true self-made man. He taught himself how to craft weapons, fight, and even play the hammer tar, a guitar made from a 2-handed hammer with a whammy bar.
Dude, that's fucking radical. I want one.
Yeah, well, you know, if you're a dwarf, you maybe you can learn to play one.
Do they like craft them? Do they like?
Yeah, they craft them too.
God
they craft
damn.
them in a forge.
I love orcs or dwarves.
I love dwarves too.
I love everybody.
Yeah, why not? Thaddeus became one of the greatest treasure hunters in the land, devoting his life to helping those less fortunate. He loved the thrill of finding stolen or lost treasure and reclaiming it for its rightful owners.
Dude, he's a nice-ass dude.
He's just a nice guy, you know. He was unfortunate what happened to him, but now he came to be a successful man, and now he wants to just help people out. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm. Thunderbeard was on a quest to retrieve a jewel-encrusted Scepter of Waving, an artifact of dwarves that was used by waving it around until people thought you were important. After this, you were usually made king, but if there was already a king, you were made vice king, or arch hammerman, or knife duke, or town friend.
Town friend? Dude, I want to be knife duke.
I want to be town friend. Everyone has to be your friend. And if all those positions were taken, you were just some guy who somehow got a hold of a Scepter of Waving, and hey, how the heck did you get one of those? Give me that! Things were a lot simpler in olden times. The scepter was stolen from the very poor town of Daldin by the mythical beast Orcacoth. Orcacoth, once known as Orc spelled with a K, and was a leader of a small clan of goblins. Mm-hmm. Things were complicated.
How did that happen? Did he use a Scepter of Waving on them?
Let's just say things were complicated for Orc with a K.
Is that what his Facebook said?
He's an orc. It's spelled with a K. Mm-hmm. Hangs out with God. I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
That is complicated.
Anyway, he was way into rave rubies, a glowing ruby that is rumored to exist, though no one has ever seen one. So much so that he led his clan down into the mines on a quest in search of them. He had his men dig and dig and dig until they were lost deep in the caverns of the world. Someone said, "I know the way out," and he started to lead everyone into an even darker part of the caverns that were also wet and gross. That's when everyone realized that someone was Salami the Goblin, the magical goblin who plays harmless pranks on people to brighten their day just a little bit.
Dude, Salami. God damn it.
Salami.
There's a Salami in every group.
Everyone knows a Salami. He did a backflip and disappeared, and everyone chuckled. But then they remembered their impending doom, and everyone got sad again.
Where did he go?
He's magical. He disappeared.
Dude, Salami rules.
Orc, with a K, dropped to his knees and pled to the gods for forgiveness for being so selfish and foolish to lead all of his people to their graves just for some rave rubies, which he still believed in. The gods heard his plea, and before his people appeared the face of Salami the Goblin.
Oh my God,
he said, "Ain't I a stinker?" He winked, and everybody laughed, and then he disappeared again.
Dude, he is killing it.
After the laughter died down, the face of God of Cool Rad Beasts appeared. The god spoke. "Orc, you idiot. Everyone knows there's no such thing as rave rubies, but because your life has been so complicated, I'm going to help you out." In exchange for his people's safe return home, Orc was transformed into one of the gods' mythical Cool Rad hybrids. He was given wings of an ancient bat, legs of a wolf, and the body of a rock orc, with solid white eyes as a very nice touch.
Beautiful.
Orc swore to never return to his people and was forced to live in a cave and eat jewels forever.
That's kind of a cool fate, actually.
Also, he had to change his name to Orcacoth.
Dude, his life is really complicated.
It's pretty complicated. Like, who came up with that name? Okay, back to Thaddeus. He flipped through his book of bound treasure maps of all shapes and sizes. Also kept in this book were a few pictures of treasures he'd like to find. You know, new treasure no one has even seen before. He recently came up with this one called Super Gold Staff that also glows dollar signs. He's not sure how it would work, but he is sure it would be pretty awesome.
Dude, I'd want that.
Who wouldn't? It's a staff that glows dollar signs. Which probably don't even exist. We won't get into it. It's canon.
It's canon.
Forget
it's
it.
Canon.
Thaddeus finally found the map he was looking for. On it was a drawing of Orcacoth with stink fumes coming off of him. He glanced at it and looked around the area. Yeah, this should be the spot, he thought, but Orcacoth was nowhere to be seen. Suddenly, the clouds moved to reveal the full moon, and its light hit the map. It began to glow, and glowing words began to appear.
Oh, no.
"Moon messages!" shouted Thunderbeard. He read the words aloud. "He's in the cave." Thaddeus looked to his right, and sure enough, the moon's light also revealed a magical cave not seen before. "Moon cave!" yelled the dwarf, and he grabbed his battle hammer and ran inside. The cave consisted of one large, poorly decorated room. Orcacoth lay in the middle on a pile of treasure, no stink fumes.
Weird.
In his hand, he held a sandwich, and right between the two slices of bread was the ancient scepter. Just as he was going to take a bite, Thaddeus yelled, "Cursed fiend! Release that sandwich or I shall hammer you down!" Orcacoth dropped the sandwich. "Threaten me in my own moon cave?
Dude.
Stupid dwarf. I will hammer you down, then have you encrusted with priceless gems, and then eat you!" The beast took flight, and Battle Keg, the most popular metal band in Orcspire, began to play.
Fucking Battle Keg.
Battle Keg.
Dude, that is a great name. That's awesome.
They rip. They're like, they've got like it's like thrash.
Yeah.
It's like blackened thrash maybe.
All right, I'm in. I'm in. Just the name alone, I'm in.
Orcacoth swooped down and swiped at Thaddeus with his orc rock claws.
Mm-hmm.
The dwarf parried with his battle hammer as chips of stone fell from the beast's claws. The beast landed in pain. I just want the scepter, beast. Hand it over and I'll go, shouted Thunderbeard as he struck the ground with his hammer. The cave shook and all of Orcacoth's bad decorations fell off the wall. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! It took me 2 hours to hang that painting of a sexing lady.
2 hours?
2 hours! It was very hard.
He didn't find a stud.
Get it right. It was a moon cave. It probably disappeared one time when he was trying to hang it.
What a pain in the ass house, man.
You're dead, dwarf, said Orcacoth, and he quickly charged Thaddeus with his mighty wolf legs. The dwarf tried to dodge him, but Orcacoth was too mythically quick.
Best description ever. This is too mythically quick. He just moved.
That's the reason you can't dodge that.
Yeah.
He pinned the dwarf and raised his claw to strike at the dwarf once more. Right before he struck, Thaddeus yelled, "Orcacoth, look!" Beneath the chipped stone that was broken on the hammer were Orc's green orcish fingers.
Oh.
Orcacoth examined them closely. Part of me is still Orc spelled with a K, marveled the beast. He released his pin and stood. Thank you, dwarf, for showing me that I am not all monster.
Mm-hmm.
Take your scepter and leave. Thaddeus picked up the scepter and fled. Orcacoth stared at his hand and spoke. Maybe there's a way for me to return to my orcish form. Maybe that way is rave rubies!
Dude, he's like a one-trick pony, this guy.
He'll never let it go.
He's obsessed.
Some days later, Thaddeus returned to Dalden, holding the scepter high. The town cheered at his success and showered him with fake golden coins. The town was poor, after all.
Mm-hmm.
As Thaddeus walked into the center of town, he sang,
Here we stand, bound forevermore. We're out of this world until the end. Here we are, mighty, glorious at the end of the rainbow, with gold in our hands.
Dude, fucking awesome.
Those are lyrics from a ridiculous Hammerfall song. At the end of the rainbow, with gold in our hands.
With gold in our hands. Well, that makes
All right,
sense.
whatever, sure, why not? You're talking about rainbows and gold.
It's no battle keg
It's
lyrics.
no battle cake, but it's pretty good.
It's all right.
Finn.
Beautiful. I love it. Dude, your stories get better and better. I love that one a lot.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
That was really good. That was really damn good. You put singing in a story, this podcast just escalated to a whole
Well, you
new...
did that last episode.
What did I do? I don't remember.
Standing tall. I don't want to summon.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to summon a skeleton guide.
Yeah, don't
But
say
that's
the
how
whole
the
thing.
song went.
Don't say the whole thing or Gary will show up like a couple days later.
Wouldn't mind it.
Well, the stink might. You might mind the stink.
Before we go, I just wanted to thank the following people for sending in great fantasy stories. You guys are all fantastic. We haven't had the time to put these anywhere yet. We're still trying to decide on it. If you have a suggestion, let us know. Otherwise, I think it's just going to be a blog roll on Tumblr that will tag fantasy fiction, and we'll post these stories, with your permission. And that's probably be the way we do it, unless someone can suggest something different.
Yeah.
It unfortunately takes too much time to read everything because we're getting so many stories at this point. But we really, this is why we created the podcast, is so that we would write and in turn hopefully inspire other people to write, which you are, and this is great. Any writing is good writing, so good.
Yeah, thank you very much for even just sending them in. It's totally awesome.
So I just wanted to thank the following people: Chris Hall, Andy Johnson, Tan Hoffman, Coyd Perry, our friend, we know that guy, Jacob Stancliffe, Josiah Pretty. I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with pronouncing.
That's a cool name.
Just Gregory. Just Gregory.
Okay.
Tim Johnson, Ryan DeGraw, and Rotten Curry, which I cannot help but think that is a pen name.
kinda want to eat some Indian food now, though.
Some real rotten Indian food. So thank you guys all for sending us stories. We'll let you know where they're going, and we'll get into contact with you.
Yes.
Also, if you guys have a question for the universe, if you want to know a question about a certain character or certain part of the world, or just a basic logic question about it, send us an email at fantasyficpod@gmail.com. And two certain wise old souls
may have the answer for ye.
They may have the answer for ye at the end of next week's episode. So send your questions in to, once again, fantasyficpod@gmail.com, and we'll make sure those get to the right people.
Yes. Definitely not us.
Definitely not us. It's somebody else.
Wiser than us, which is hard to imagine.
Think about it. Once again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and rating us on iTunes. We're still in new and noteworthy on the iTunes store, which is amazing.
Totally
thank you guys
awesome.
so much for doing that. That was because it has so many downloads and ratings and stuff. They put it on there, I assume. And,
I don't know how that works.
I'm not sure how it works, but thank you guys so much for rating it. We beat out fucking who was the guy?
Ron Howard.
Oh yeah.
Suck my dick, Ron Howard.
Suck my dick, Ron Howard.
Your podcast
Fantasy fiction.
sucks.
Eat it. The prompts for next week, if you guys want to join along, will be Josh.
It will be rogues
/
/thieves.
So if you don't know what a rogue is, it's a thief.
So now you know. If you don't know,
now you
now
know.
you know.
So once again, thank you for listening. We'll put the links to the Twitter and Facebook and all that goodness in the episode description, so follow those if you like. And until next time,
keep on wizarding.
keep on wizarding. Those are spells.
That was awesome. Just end it on that. It's so good.